Hello and welcome to the Davey Nation. We like gaming. Yeah! And we like cheap gaming because who wants to spend all their money on technology when you could spend it all on the games themselves?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're gonna see how little we can spend to play some games. And I don't really know if going for the lowest budget was the best option, because what we're testing out today can be had for around $120. Let's dive into it. So, for today we are talking about a cheap gaming PC/tablet. Yes, we're talking about the Microsoft Surface. Now, you can get one of these on eBay between $60 to $120, depending on if you bid them, buy them now, and your configuration. So, let's get into how bad and possibly usable these are. So, cheap gaming is very important because not everybody has a huge budget to play everything that they want to. And it seems like the $300 mark is the kind of like the lowest end of if you want to go out and buy a console, a Nintendo Switch handheld, a cheap like Dell Optiplex used computer. This seems like the baseline for technology that you can get that might run some games. Pretty okay. The Switch does well, so does the baseline Xbox, but we're looking to run a lot of games, not just some of them or emulators. So I'm going to do some tests on this Surface, which is a 4GB i5 that it is not the greatest. So we're going to see what this little tablet from a long time ago can actually do, because it does not have much going for it. But do you know what it does have? It's got gumption. So we'll see if this can actually pull off some gaming, which it could pull off a little. Let's head over to the workbench and see what this thing's got. All right, so this is the stock Windows experience you're gonna get on this after you probably get it from eBay. It's got nothing on it, but I've added some things that I do think will let you be able to game. So I have it connected to headphones, power, and a Type-C drive that I have my emulators on. And I definitely recommend a controller. This one is the 8BitDo SN30 Pro. So the gloss on the screen is actually fantastic when it's a darker environment. In the bright sun, however, it's not the greatest because of how reflective it is. See, you can see me.
Hello. Look at me. I smell.
This as an option for a secondary device, as in maybe you have a desktop already and you want something to bring with you on vacation, or maybe you want to bring this somewhere, bring this traveling with you somewhere that you can't bring your desktop, which we would all like to just strap a handle to the desktop and bring it with us, but it never gets through customs. This is an option, and you're gonna need some extras for this. To start off with, you're gonna at least want a Bluetooth controller and possibly even a keyboard. You're also going to want a pair of headphones, because the speakers actually on this are pretty good. These are generally what these speakers sound like, but you're going to be that annoying guy on the bus with your bird. But you're not going to be able to use speakers all the time. Headphones are my preferred way to travel with games. Video about some options on those in the description. Description's not that way, it's that way. So, what can this little device play? Well, it'll play a few emulators, and it'll definitely stream some games, but the list of games it won't play are a lot higher than the list of games it will play well, because this is a very old piece of tech, and it's really an old portable piece of tech, so they don't age very well. So this is a very niche words. This is a very small use case for this option, because as I was testing it, my confidence was growing lower and lower as I was testing this. It's not that great of an option, especially when you have other stuff like iPads. These do quite a good job with quite a few streaming services and games. In addition to being able to pair up Bluetooth controllers, it depends really on your budget. So if you gotta go broke, picking up one of these that has just a higher bit of specs on this, because it seemed like the thing that I was running into most issues with was the network card. The network card on this one is just not very good. So if it had a better networking card, maybe a little bit more RAM, this could be a useful streaming option. Without that though, it's kind of choppy. It's running okay now, but it doesn't run everything okay. You're not going to be able to boot up into GeForce Now. Did not jive with this very well, but it does seem like the Xbox Cloud Gaming is a little bit better. So what would this compare to in price? You're talking about something like maybe a handheld at this point. So because it doesn't really, we're talking about portability being the factor here. For $130, you could get an old office PC and slap a dumpy old graphics card in there and you're good to go. If you want to put the handle on it and go like that, which I recommend. But if you have to have something that's got a built-in battery and a screen, for $130, that's not too bad. But there are some other options if you would like to go with new, which would be something like maybe the Retroid Pocket 3 or some other different Android-based or Linux-based handhelds. Now they won't be able to play full-on computer games, but they can stream some stuff, and you'll be able to play your emulators on there as well. So it's really, what are you trying to buy into here? So if I had to take this exact model and make it a little bit better, I would buy a USB Ethernet card and try and plug it in wherever I could, or possibly even a USB Wi-Fi card to try and boost that a little bit more. But if I had to rebuy this, I would probably end up getting the 8 gigabytes of RAM. And the i5 actually does okay. The CPU's not the problem here. The wireless card is pretty much the problem. The audio's okay. The screen is also okay. It does have a funky resolution. It doesn't have a normal like 1080 or 4K resolution. It's at a weird in the middle resolution, which I don't like. But this whole setup can be had for well under $300 and just up to $300 for a controller, as well as a bit better of a model for this one. So look on eBay and look for, I would say, at least an 8 gigabytes of RAM, and if you can swing it, an i7, because those will have generally a little bit nicer parts, hopefully, in them.
Can you read me? Buck Thunder! Buck! Oh, it's me, Phil, your divorce attorney. Welcome to Buck Thunder 2 Xeno Slaughter.
I think being able to game affordably is an important topic because there are a lot of people who won't get access to a lot of this content any other way. So putting these guides together was fun for me because I got to experiment with different technology just because I like to. But I want to hear down below, is there any other weird device or maybe something cheap that we can try and game on or run some sort of streaming software or something? I like tinkering, and it seems like this community is starting to as well. So let me know in the comment section down below what else I should be looking at. And yeah, starting to enjoy all this technology. I missed it. Gets the ideas going. I want to get some custom PC builds going on here and see if we can take some garbage and make some treasure. Other than that, I definitely think you should really look at these other two videos because you haven't seen them yet. And it really is just free for you to watch them. We have other options about the Steam Deck and stuff that doesn't come with pickles. Later, taters.